Hi guys. So for my outline, I'm gonna just touch bases of what I'm gonna be talking about within my paper. And using this paper, I'm gonna reflect on a few things that we kind of discussed through the semester. And um, so one, so the few that I have is intersection, language, the role my identity play in society, um, and then the role that I had before and how I perceived myself in society to how I see myself today, and um, how those perception of myself um, fits with the social concepts that we have created in society. I also want to touch bases with social justice and the power of social action. Okay, so within the intersection part that I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to basically discuss my intersection. So, how I see myself is female, black, heterosexual, um, Christian. Um, and so, within those, how do those fit in society and how does it help me learn about multicultural issues and the advantages and disadvantages of people like me or people who identify as as a disadvantaged or marginalized or oppressed, and so how I perceive myself helps me understand those ideas or parts of people in society. So that's where I'm going to touch bases on the intersection. When it comes to language, I feel like that's within the intersections, and that's where I feel as a black female that, or just not as a black female, but just as a black individual, language is a big part of how we kind of transform myself in order to fit in the norm of society. And so I'm going to touch bases with that, and I'm going to use the term code switching within that is and how that is used. When it comes to the social justice part, I feel that social justice is a way to meet the demands of our least advantaged or marginalized social identity groups within who want equitable solutions, and it will make them inclusive to all things in society. So that's what I think social justice is. And so I'm going to touch bases on how social justice is a part of a way of, let's say, people like me or people of different groups that are marginalized or oppressed are are being liberated or having the idea of or the concept of liberation. And then I'm going to touch bases on the power of social action. And because I believe that social action is, I guess, it's the start of social justice, it's the start of liberation and of just knowledge in general of anything you can think of in society. It's very a broad way to learning, to be knowledgeable of what's going on. And so I'm going to touch bases on the power of social action. And so with that, I believe that, today as black people, for me as a black person, I feel that we're suffering from the mistreatments of past past mistreatments, I would say, of our elders and ancestors. And it trickled down to the generations of today. Though the things that were happening in the past trickle down to the generation today. And we all know that that's the cycle, and that's what we're trying to get away from, is we're trying to fix those problems. And so that's what I mean by power of social action, like being vocal, voicing what we believe, using that voice to help our children, to give our children voices and opinions. And so all of that and everything that I'm going to be touching bases with is going to lead to my understanding and my concept of liberation, um, and how I fit within that. So that's kind of how I'm gonna set up my papers. And yeah, thanks, guys.